From the New York Post, it says a Florida father is speaking out after a school board cut off his microphone as he denounced pornographic material in classrooms, claiming somebody failed drastically in the mission to protect young minds. Bruce Friedman is his name. He's the Florida chapter president of No Left Turn in Education, which works to restore parental function in public education. He was silenced during a June 30th Clay County School District Board meeting as he read from a book he found at the Fleming Island High School. And this exchange is just one you have to see for yourself. So let's play it.
Tonight, I'm going to give a sampling from 3 books that are in our libraries, the Fleming School and the Oakleaf School. And then we can discuss, you can discuss the process by which these books get on the shelves, because there's a Clay County employee that got paid to put this book, Lucky, by Alice Sebold. I'm going to read things. If there's children watching, cover their ears. He began to need
I'm going to stop you right there, sir. I'm going to stop you right there.
Turn the microphone off.
Turn off his microphone, please. I've told you I'm stopping you. The reason I'm stopping you is because these meetings are, if you'll hush your mouth for a minute and listen instead of just talking, you may learn something. Well, the problem is, sir, is these meetings are broadcast. There are people at home that are watching it on YouTube. There are people that are watching it on community television. Are you going to listen or are you going to run your mouth? And you'll get it back. But you'll get it back to talk about something besides reading pornography into a public television set. Well, let me explain something to you. There are federal and state laws that prohibit you from saying the things that you're getting ready to say on television. There are state laws that prohibit, and federal communications laws that prohibit you from publishing these things to a child. You don't have the ability at this point to determine who's watching the television show, and for you to say, everybody cover your ears, just doesn't cut it. If you go to television and you look before anything that comes on that's offensive, they have it graded as R, NC-17, PG, or G, or X. Now, if you put something on the television without that, you are violating state and federal law. Number one. Number two, if you'll hush a minute and listen, you'll learn something.
Wow. First of all, this is really another reason why, even though the 2 incidents are not directly related, another reason why I don't have any problem with someone calling AOC a big booty Latinx is that, because it's disrespect, but these people, I'm just lumping them all together. The people running school boards, AOC, they're all in the same camp. They have no respect for us whatsoever. They you want to talk about scorn, the scorn they heap on us every second of the day. And you hear it in that exchange. You want to shut your mouth for a minute? Who are you talking to? I thought the guy that was trying to speak, he kept his calm better than I probably could. I respect that. And in the process, he illustrated something very important. But part of me wishes he'd respond like, who the hell are you talking to, you son of a bitch? Why don't you shut your mouth? Who do you think you are that you could sit up there and tell me to close my mouth? That's not how this works. You sit on a school board. You're a nobody. You work for me. I tell you to shut your mouth and listen to me. That should be the response. And what is he saying? It's illegal. This guy is saying it's illegal to read this material out loud because a child might hear it. Meanwhile, this is the material that he allows to be in the schools that he oversees. So it's illegal for a parent to read it out loud at a school board meeting, but it's not illegal to supply it to the kids in the library at the school? Have you ever looked at your credit card statement and been shocked by the interest rate? Did you know that you could actually roll all of your credit card debt into one monthly payment at a lower fixed interest rate? Lower your interest rate and save with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. Rates start at 5.73% APR with auto pay and excellent credit. Plus, the rate is fixed, so it will never go up over the life of the loan. You can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000, and there are absolutely no fees at all. You can even get your money back, or you can get your money as soon as the day you apply, so it's as quick as that. Lightstream believes that people with good credit deserve a better loan experience, and that's exactly what they deliver. Just for my listeners, apply now to get a special interest rate discount, and you can save even more in the process. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/Walsh. That's lightstream.com/Walsh. Subject to credit approval, rates range from 5.73% APR to 19.99% APR and include 5.5% auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/Walsh for more information. Just incredible. And this brings me back to a point that should be reiterated. I said yesterday that you shouldn't be sending your kid into the university system. Not the first time I've said that. You know how I feel about the public school system because of stuff like this, okay? Because of the indoctrination that goes on, the content that kids in these schools are subjected to, the messages and everything else, and also the people running these institutions. And I got pushback yesterday, as I have many times in the past, from people saying, as we were talking specifically in that case about the university system, but I hear it also about the public school system when I say, get out of the public school system, homeschool your kids and all the rest of it. The pushback that I get is that, no, that's cowardly. We're giving up, right? We can't do that. We need to fight for these institutions. We have to reclaim and fight for these institutions rather than abandon them. But here's the problem. We can't. Okay, you can't reclaim them as they are currently constructed. They have to be destroyed and rebuilt. The public school system, the fact that something like that can even happen at a school board meeting, everything from the tone the school board member is taking, the way he's speaking to the other guy, and the what they're talking about, everything about it. The fact that a school board member will sit there and say, it's illegal for you to read this out loud, but we can still give it to your kids. That just shows that the rot in the school system goes all the way down. It's at a structural level. This is like, if you're buying an old dilapidated home, and you might think at first, well, we could do a nice remodel. And then you look at it and you see, no, there's structural damage. This thing is beyond saving. It has to be demolished. Okay, we need to remodel this thing with a wrecking ball, which is how we need to remodel the public school system, metaphorically speaking, and then rebuild something completely different. That's the only answer. The answer is not to try and take over the left's institutions as they are currently constructed, because they are the left's institutions. They own them. And as long as you are inside them, you're at their mercy. Abandon the institutions to the extent that you can. Build your own. And you can do that with education too. Homeschooling may not seem like an institution, but it actually is. There are, and as homeschooling parents, we've been involved in several of them. There are, you can get together as a community of homeschoolers and build your own co-ops, build your own, in effect, your own small-scale educational system. So it's not just you taking the burden of this all on your own. You don't have to do that. So that's the answer. And then once we've abandoned these institutions, you don't even need the wrecking ball because they'll collapse on their own. Okay, the public school system, in order to survive, it needs your children. It can't survive without them. It feeds. Okay. It's like it's a parasite that feeds on your kids. And then the other point that I always have to make sure to emphasize is that when it comes to education, you talk about, we need to fight for it. We need to fight for the institutions. Well, if you send your kid to public school or to a liberal university for that matter, you are not fighting to reclaim that institution. You're not doing the fighting. You're not doing anything. You're just sending your kid off. Your child is the one who you are tasking to wage this war. Okay, you're sending your kid in. And especially when it comes to the public school system, that is an insane strategy. Like, it's hard enough for parents to deal with these people. You're going to send your 7-year-old in and say, fight for this institution. Asking way too much of your child to do that, I think. Well, before you go, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And while you're at it, if you want to go watch or listen to my full show, head to dailywire.com and subscribe. You can also catch my show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. So go check it out now. I demand it. Your compliance is somewhat appreciated.